These are the things you realize after you have gone to court just for a traffic violation. And no matter what you do, what you say, no matter what the person before you said, no matter what the person 10 people before you said, no matter what the person after you said or 10 people after you say, the judge always determines the guilt. It's always predetermined. They never hear your case. You may think, I did something wrong. You may think someone else did something wrong. But it is just, hear your story, cut, paste. Hear your story? No. 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 Cut, paste. That's all it is. Once you see that, you realize something is wrong. You realize that you're not free. You realize that everything you learned in school does not apply in real life. Something isn't real. Was what you learned real, or what you're experiencing now is real? What you're seeing in court, is that real? This is what you realize after you graduate school. And then afterwards, if you're really keen on trying to figure out what's going on, which I wasn't for a long time, I said one day I would find it. And eventually through circumstances, tough circumstances, I was given the opportunity to look at the terms. I was given the opportunity to look at definitions by someone very close to me. And in doing so, you learn the law. And something gives them power. Something gives them power. You're trying to figure out what it is. I'm trying to figure out what it is. I found it, but I was trying to figure out what it is. And it is based on knowledge of the star Sirius, which they throw in our face all the time. They throw it in our face all the time. Music, movies, common references. It doesn't matter. It's all the same. It all goes back to one thing. And they hide the reason why. I showed you in the previous video. But there's more to it. I'll get to it. But right now, I'm going to focus on terms. Because I want you to see the real life application of what they do to us. Whether it be on this side of the pond, the other side of the pond, the other side of the world, in a different franchise out there. All right. I had said around Sirius, the unicorn was fantasy. The rabbit is music and is things you chase in everyday life. The rabbit is commerce. I also said that the dove was the District of Columbia, but it's also slang. Everything in the Black's Law Dictionary, that's slang. That's their slang. Look at this. Person. In Black's Law Dictionary, 6th edition and before, a person is a monster. And what is a monster? A monster is a moon star. You want to know? Let me tell you what that is. This is the monster. This, moon star. This right here is the monster. This is the monster. This is the monster. They want you to be afraid of being the monster. When I gotta tell you, I too was afraid because I wanted to be a sovereign. I wanted to be a independent. I wanted to be a man. I wanted to be a living person, the living man. I wanted to be all that. But now, to tell you the truth, I'm ready, willing, and able to be this. You know why? This is the monster. The moon, star. In alchemy, the moon is not this. The moon is this. Because this is the only thing that is big enough to have the shadow come across it. Even though every planet has it, we don't see it. We just see the star. In observational astronomy, we see this as the only thing as being the moon. This is a moon, but this is not the moon in alchemy. This is the moon in alchemy. The crescent moon has one point, one higher point, and one lower point. The higher point is the mind. The true esoteric meaning of this symbol is the upper point, the higher point is the mind. The lower point, this is the sexual organ. Mostly it's masculine. The male organ. And this one here is the mind. So this is the mind and the lower mind. This is the heart. This. The heart. This is the heart. This is the head. This is the sexual drive, sexual organ. This is the heart. This is Aries. This is Scorpio. This here is Cancer and Leo. Because this here is Aries and this is Scorpio. This is fire and water. This is also going to be fire and water. This is Cancer and Leo. In between. And in between, this is also right here. This is Leo and Cancer with the nakshatra Ashlesha, the serpent. This is this is represented by the Hydra. This is, under Cancer is the Hydra, and in the corrupted, in order to bury this as the heart, they created this, the demiurge. But the funny thing is about the demiurge is that the Hindu have, that the Hindu religion, the Vedic religion, has, instead of the demiurge, they have the feminine goddess Durga. That's where the word demiurge comes from. Okay, right here, Durga, warrior goddess of Hinduism. They get the word Durga, but not the imagery. Okay, the imagery is of the feminine energy riding the lion. Another one. The feminine energy riding the lion, mastering the lion, or the tiger in this case. But this is off. It should be a lion. But this is the demiurge, which this is the corrupted, they corrupted it into the demiurge. But this is Durga. This is Durga right here. This is Durga right here. Durga, demiurge. Same imagery. Has a lion, and they corrupted it with the serpent. But in reality, she has every weapon of the masculine gods, from Shiva to Vishnu to everyone beneath them. She has all of their weapons. You know why? Because she is the most powerful of them all. As the feminine warrior, she handles the business. The only deity that can hands down beat Shiva I mean, Vishnu, in their stories, Vishnu can handle his own with Shiva, but in their stories, Durga is the one that can handle everything. And this is why they demote her, they hide her as this creature, as this decrepit, sick thing that has no relevance to you. In fact, what it is this is people who don't want this power for you. They give you this instead. They give people this so that you can't have this, the knowledge of everything. Okay, that's what the demiurge is. The Yaldabaoth. Okay, they created it. So in any case, this is the monster right here. You are a person created with this. This is above you. This is your celestial, your first celestial guide. Okay, and this is your head. This is your lower mind, and this is your heart. This is supposed to be your heart. This is your absolute love, because this really is the star of Venus, which is the heart. Symbols can be interpreted in many different ways. Your subconscious knows what this is, even though your language does not. Your subconscious knows. That's why they call you a monster, but they give you the imagery of the moon in this form. When the warrior clan, the warrior people on this earth are given this, and they use religion. Their book of faith is very legally based. These people will understand law a lot more than you do, even though they don't read law. They read, their book of faith is very legally written. And with that, they can look into law a lot easier than a regular American can, only because of the schooling. Law dictionaries, you see what the courts do in law. This is why I don't mind being called the monster. I mean, I don't like being called a person, but but really, I don't mind being called a monster, because a monster is not um, the thing in the dark that scares children. A monster is the thing in real life that scares them. This this comes from Persian knowledge, language of Farsi. So you can't get the stuff without reading law books, legal books. These are the things you learn when you read legal dictionaries, not the common Webster's or Cornwall or Oxford or anything of that nature. They're not legal. This is the legal dictionary. And this is what the bar uses, not the courts, the bar, which is Masonic. Courts are a tool of the Masonic order. They are the playground of the Masonic order. The bar is the team, but the Masons are the owners. At least the franchise of owners. The real owners is something totally different. They're the Barkers.